morning, folks. Welcome to the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. Cassandra Terry, the mindset coach and founder of Manifesting Miracle Makers, rounded up her LinkedIn family once again. First, we've got Brian Smart, Mr. Content and Dadpreneur. He's striking the perfect balance between raising his youngest daughter and creating masterful content. Next, meet Denise Annalise Spiller, the gig expert and relentless traveler and writer. She turns every gig into an adventure. Then there's Jay Pasquale, the storytelling strategist, a poet and voiceover artist. He's weaving tales that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even change your perspective. And wrapping it up, we have Eric Clark, the soul speaker and author. He's here to soulfully help you craft your story and narrative. Get ready for a show filled with wisdom, inspiration, and the magic of family. Let's welcome Cassandra Terry and the rest of the fam choir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy day after Christmas, everyone. It is Transformation Tuesday, and we are so glad to be back with everybody. I hope you are warm and snuggle. We know Jay is, and I think the intro said Jay Popsicle. I think that's what I heard. Jay is outside, Eric is inside, so transformation has already happened. We're topsy-turvy. We're not moving the way we typically do, but we are here and we are getting it done. So welcome, Jay. Welcome, Eric. Merry Christmas. We're what, 5 or 6 days, about 6 days from 2024. So we are wrapping up the end of 2023, sliding into a new year, whether we're ready or not. And we are here to help you be ready, help you to think, to be clear. What is it that you'd like to do over the next few days to wrap up this year? And what does 2024 look like for you? How would you like for it to unfold? You have more control than you remember. We say it all the time. You have more control than what you believe. And that's what we're here to remind you of, is that you are making decisions every day. And those decisions are either moving you towards your goals or they could be holding you back. So we want you to be aware, to be conscious, to be thinking about the decisions that you're making and not living this precious gift of life on autopilot. So we've got a few people who've joined us already. So let's say hello. So Jay, my mom is here. So please unmute and let her know where you are. She said, good morning, fam. Jay definitely looks different in a hoodie. And Ollie said, JD Master.
Ali, thank you. Mama J, good morning to you. Happy and Merry Christmas. I just wanted to let you know I'm actually in Hamilton, Alabama today. I'm staying with my sister in law. I'm actually outside on the back porch, closer to nature because I didn't want to wake up the house.
Right. It's vacation for everybody else, and it is for us as well. But we decided to not take vacation from you all, that we still wanted to show up. We wanted to spend a little bit of time with you guys each day. I was even on yesterday on Christmas morning with Jay and friends, and it was a great time. So, when you're really committed to a thing, you're committed to a thing. And even if you have to bundle up and get outside and you're not grounding with Granny, you still figure out how to make it happen. So Granny's probably excited. She's got somebody else grounding with her this morning, Eric. But I bet you, I put money on the fact that Jay still has his shoes on. What is it, Jay? Shoes or no shoes?
I don't know how Eric did it. I know I ain't it. No, no. I like my toes.
You like your toes? You want to
I
keep them intact?
yeah, yeah. I I don't. I prefer them not being icicles. I just
Exactly. That was the first thing he said this morning when I noticed he was outside. I don't see how Eric does it. So kudos to you, Eric. You have conditioned your body to sustain that cold, and the rest of us will live vicariously through you from our warm houses, except for when we don't have a choice. And I leave today for Port Aransas. I mentioned to you guys we have a condo on the beach, but it's cold this week. Usually this time of the year, it's chilly, but not cold. So I had intended on sitting out on the patio and doing my shows from there as well. But it just depends on what I find when I get there. But it's for the same reason. It's a couple bedrooms. And so the sounds will fill up the room, especially when I get excited. I'm not the quietest mouse in the house. So I was thinking I'd be outside as well, but we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how that unfolds. But today I'm snug and in the house, and I'm excited about Transformation Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get started with our quote for today. I did not choose, usually I'll choose a quote from someone famous, someone who's accomplished a lot that we can dig into and really get behind what they say. But today it's me. It's just something I've said before. It fits the topic, so I wanted us to go from there. And we're also going to work through. I've got an acrostic for transform, and we'll go T by T, and I'll read the T, say whatever comes to mind, and each letter, and then each one of you just jump in, and we'll deal with a letter at a time, just kind of round robin popcorn. We've talked about before, Eric. So we'll do it that way because somebody may have something that really resonates with them from a particular letter. Someone may not have anything for a particular letter, and it's okay. So I'll bring up, and you guys, whatever comes up, share with the audience. And audience, we will be looking forward to your comments as we go through as well. And I'll keep an eye on those and share what comes up from you guys. So our quote for today: transformation isn't just about external changes. It's a profound internal shift. Embracing change allows us to become better versions of ourselves. And that's our only competition, guys, is our yesterday. We are trying to get a little better each and every day. Athletes, can you imagine being at the top of your game where the only people that you compete with are world class just like you? That's how we all should see ourselves in our community, in our professions, in what it is that you do. See yourself as world class, and everyone that's surrounding you is that as well. So when you're world class, you can't make these big jumps, right? All you're trying to do is get a millisecond faster, jump a inch or so, a quarter of an inch farther. So you're just trying to get that incremental improvement, and it makes a big difference when you're at the top of your game. And I want you in 2024 to tell yourself every single day, I'm at the top of my game. I am at the top of my game. Add that one affirmation if you don't have any others, because you get to define what the game is, right? That's why I'm comfortable giving you the words, because how you use them completely applies to you and to only you. I am at the top of my game. And because I'm at the top of my game, I have no competition. My only competition is my history. It's my yesterday. I want to be a little bit better today than I was yesterday. Am I going to eat a little bit better? Am I going to sleep a little bit longer? Am I going to get rid of those negative thoughts much quicker? Am I going to surround myself with positive people? I'm going to be a little bit better yesterday than I was today. If you can do that, and the changes that are required in order for you to really do that, you integrate those into your life. Transformation is the result of those little bitty steps adding up over time. One of my LinkedIn friends, Leah Garcia, is in the finance world, and she talks about compound interest all the time. So you've got $1, you earn interest on that dollar. So now you have $1.10. So tomorrow, when you earn interest again, you don't earn interest on that original dollar. You earn interest on the $1.10. So you're gaining. So every day, the amount that you're earning is more than the day before because of the improvement that you've seen. That's what we're looking for. I'm looking for compound interest in my life. And I'm hoping that each one of you are looking for compound interest in your life, which means you're just going to be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. And in doing that, 2024 will be a year of such profound transformation that you won't believe it yourself, right? You will be shocked at what it is you've been able to accomplish because of that. So all I'm saying to you is get clear now. Use these last few days of 2023 to gain some real clarity about what you want to accomplish in 2024. Finish strong. Set yourself up for success in 2024 by finishing this year strong and doing the work, getting really clear at the end and beginning of the first weeks of the year. Get real clear about where you're going, what it is you want to accomplish. I encourage you to even have a word or a theme for the year. My word for 2024 is unapologetic. Doesn't mean I won't say sorry if I make a mistake. Won't mean I won't say I apologize if I somehow hurt someone's feelings or do something that didn't go over the way that I intended. But what it does mean is that I am going to live my life out loud. I am going to go for the things that are important to me, and I'm going to do so unapologetically. If me being loud and successful and gaining that momentum offends you, that's not my problem, right? If my shine is too bright, that's not my problem. My job is to be the best version of myself. And if getting close to the best version of me is uncomfortable for someone else, I'm not going to dim my light. I'm going to allow them to exit the stage left, exit stage right, because you're in the wrong company. If my light is too bright, you shouldn't be looking at me. You should be looking somewhere else that's more comfortable for you. So unapologetically, I'm going to show up as the truest form of myself, and I'm going to attract who that attracts, and I'm going to repel who that repels, and I'm going to do so unapologetically because I am getting too old to play games. I'm getting too old to waste time. I'm getting too old to water myself down to make other people comfortable. So I'm going to show up as me. And how that unfolds in the lives of others is up to them because I can't control their interpretation, right? I can only control me and what I intend. And so, in doing that and showing up with pure intentions, showing up as the best version of myself, trying to bring peace and light and love into whatever environment that I bring, I know my intentions. I know that's how I'm showing up. And if that has a bad effect on someone else, I have to let that go. I have to say, well, it's been nice knowing you. I hope your journey continues well. But I'm not going to be a part of that journey because I can't make myself small to make you feel big. I won't turn down my light because you can't stand the glare of it all. And I've done that historically for a long time. And I just don't do it anymore. And I have seen the shift and how I feel about myself and how I show up in the world. I've also seen the shift in who's around me and who isn't. And I'm okay with all of it. And this year, I'm going to be next year boldly okay. Exclamation points okay with living out loud, living my true self, and allowing that to affect my world in the way that it's supposed to. And I encourage you all to do the same thing. So transformation isn't just about external changes. It's a profound internal shift. Embracing change allows us to become better versions of ourselves. So we're going to deal with the word transform today. I'm going to bring up the first letter, and then I'm going to open it up for you guys to share your reflections, whatever comes to mind. Unmic, we don't have to, I won't call on you in any particular order. We'll just pop around from person to person as something resonates with you. So our first letter in transformation is T, and that's take time for self-reflection. That time is so imperative, guys. That self-reflection is what's going to allow you to get the clarity that you need to make the right decisions for yourself. It's going to give you the clarity that you need to determine what it is that you're really going for. That's a big one. So let me open it up, fellas. From anything that I've said all the way up to the letter T, feel free to unmic and share what's on your mind.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one for you. So I was just thinking when you were talking about the the quote, um, and how that showed up for me, because you said you didn't choose a quote from a famous person. I said, wait a minute.
How did I know that was going to come back and bite me?
I said, wait a minute, Cassandra Terry's not famous? I think she is. I think she's. I know she is.
Oh
And then
Lord, don't get my
yeah.
mama started, Jay. It's too early in the morning and too late in the year to get my mama started.
Man, and in 2024, come on. 2024 is going to be even bigger and better. And so I mean, just in the last month, right, what you were able to accomplish, you were able to go across the seas and impact people personally in person. I think that's famous in my book. And for them to say, "Hey, look at what happened. Look what we were able to accomplish as a result of Cassandra Terry coming to us and sharing her mindset and how we can improve our mindset." So, I think in 2024, I think that we should all kind of think about that and transform our mindset in that way.
Noted. Noted. You get no disagreement from me. I knew that one of you was going to bring that back, if not each of you. But you know what I mean. People on the silver screen, people, there's a thing. And yeah, yeah. I hear you, Jay. We are on the screen right now. Okay. All right. All right. Mindset exercise ensuing. I got it. I will be working on that one. Anybody else want to share up to this point, or or talk about the T, taking time for self-reflection and the importance of that? I think I saw Eric shaking his head, so he might be unmiking.
I'll jump in.
All right.
Yeah, I was what I immediately thought is that the time is really undefined. Um, the Lord has blessed me with a lot of time alone, but I've wasted a year at least of that time just spending, just wanting to be somewhere else, not practicing that mindset, not preparing and propelling myself and where I wanted to go and in my goals. And so it's not just the time alone, but that time focused, that time utilized to help develop you and push you in the direction you're going. And so I just wanted to emphasize, because for me, I thought the time would be the time alone would be useful, but you also have to do something with that time. So take
Mhm.
time for self-reflection and actually self-reflect. It's not going to happen on its own just by being alone for
Right.
extended period of time. You have to put in the work in that time, and I definitely can acknowledge that it took a long time to understand that it wasn't just the time that was going to be the process, that I actually had to process in that time. And so,
Right.
um, yeah, yeah. But again, and everything happens for a reason. Even that, I had to spend that time to get to the place to realize that, oh, okay, I'm wasting time and I don't want to waste time. So how do I transform? So I could make a book about the things I don't like about myself, but let's start to see how I can develop and become the greatest version of myself. Let's accept those challenges. Let's write down those goals and be goals focused. Let's get a mindset coach. Let's get a tribe to help empower me and help me stop that negative self-limiting beliefs. And let's go for it, because everything happens for me and not to me. So um, I love the way that we're doing this today. This is this has been great, Cassandra. Thank you. And
Little
you are
something
a
different,
star. Well,
different. And I didn't warn you guys. Just shake it up a little
right.
bit.
See, that's the Oprah Winfrey coming in. So I certainly am with Jay when I say that 2024. I think our screen is gonna change. So
I
we're
have
both
a
me and T.
as your mindset coach. I do have an assignment for you. I'd like to hear today. Send me 5 things that you love about yourself. If you can write a book
Mm,
about the things that you don't like for yourself, we're going to write that counter book starting today. So every day for at least the next week, send me 5 things that you love about Eric. And then if you want to continue to send them, we'll see how it's going. But at least every day, write them for yourself. You write, you
mhm,
journal, you take notes when nobody else is doing it. So you're always writing. So every day there should be a page early on in your notebook about the 5 things that you love, not just like, but the 5 things that you love about Eric. And I guarantee you that some of the things that will come up will be just the opposite of the things that
mhm,
will be in that book. So you'll start to
mhm.
counterbalance that and shorten that list until it disappears. And what
Absolutely.
should be on that list is not things that you don't like about yourself, but things that you're focused on, areas of improvement. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe I want to add this skill. Maybe I want to learn how to do this differently. Maybe I want to up this thing about myself, but not things that you absolutely don't like, but just areas where you see, if I put some work in here, I can be even a better version of myself. That is your homework. I would say, like if you choose to accept it, but you don't have a choice. Send me the list, sir. Choice denied. All right, taking time for self-reflection. Anybody else want to add to that one before I'm going to read welcome, Brian. I hadn't said anything to you this morning. Grand Risings, brother. It is so good to see you. I know we text a little bit over the holidays, but not much. So Merry Christmas to you and Bree. I hope you guys have had a wonderful one and are looking forward to 2024. How are you? I don't know if he can unmic. He may be dadpreneuring. Nope, nothing. His mic is still muted. So we'll keep going. We've had quite a few comments that have come in. So let me deal with those. And you guys will move to R right after this. So my mom to you, Jay. What? Hamilton, Alabama. Wow. I've only been there once, but I definitely plan to return. Oh, Eric does popsicle toes. He is barefoot when he's out there grounding every morning because that's part of the process is skin to nature. So yes, popsicle toes he's had for a little while now. Ollie said next time you can quote Jay also. Yes, you can quote yourself as you did a lot this year. And Joanne said, my mom said I can see Eric's light shining already. Okay, Eric. She's seeing your light. And this was before you spoke. I'm sorry, Ollie said transformation. He put a big C in there, Sean. And she said, good morning, Ollie. My mom did. And he says, good morning, Joanne. Dr. Marcia is with us. She says, good morning. Season's greetings, abundant blessings for 2024. Right back to you, Dr. Marcia. We are glad to see you with us and are looking forward to what we will encounter, what we will do in the new year together. Ollie says, and compound, not com dollar. It's even better. So he's talking about the compound interest I was talking about on the onset. Many words for me: boundaries, simplicity, empathy, joy, and openness. So those are some of his words for 2024. And he says, Cassandra, forever young, never too old. I did go on a rant. I'm too old for this and I'm too old for that. So he's just shaking me up a little bit. Mike Beverly says, amen, sister, bring it on. Welcome, Mike. It's great to see you here. And Ollie said, make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, even if no one else sings along. Absolutely. Sip the tea. Basil says, tea, teachable. I love that. We have to be teachable. If we are not teachable, we are not in a position to continue to grow. We are not in a position to learn and evolve. We're basically stuck where we are. We are stuck in our ways. And that's one thing I'm not too old for, Ollie. I will never be too old to learn. So thank you, Basil, for adding that. And Ollie, I don't know why I want to call you Oliver today. Ollie said Clara Tea at the end. And then Cassandra famous. Yes, that's all your fault, Jay. And then Joanne said, if your shine is too bright, I will put on sunglasses and keep cheering you on to your destiny. If that's a problem for someone, they need to check themselves. We should appreciate the success. Yes, that's exactly my point. That is exactly my point. And Ollie said, yes, 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 Joanne, sunglasses. And he said, if your voice is too loud and disturbing, go so far, you will not be able to hear their complaints. We're just gonna keep climbing, right? We're gonna keep climbing so we don't even hear those complaints rise. Platine, welcome, welcome, welcome. He says, hello, friends of peace, watching from Zambia. I just love to see all the international folks here. And Ollie says, hi, DJ Plantain. Cassandra, come on, Jay. Cassandra K. Terry, you know I'm always cranked up. Tell her about it, Jay. I told you were going to get her started. Dr. Marcia, the greatest oak was once a little nut that held its ground. Anonymous. I love that. And it's so true. A little nut grew into the greatest oak that we can find. And we all started as that, just little beings. And we are expansive. We are ever evolving. We have the opportunity to spread our wings and grow into the best versions of ourselves, ride into our destiny and be who it is that we were designed to be. In order to do that, we have to get out of our own way and we have to do things differently. We have to keep incorporating new habits, rooting out the things that are holding us back so that it allows us to become just that, the best version of ourselves. Ali says it's not the time, it's taking time, being more intentional. That's my other word. Absolutely, Ali. And my mom said, "Go ahead, Eric." She clapping and got hearts. And Ali says, you're all amazing. We are. That's right. You guys are absolutely amazing too." And Plantain says, "Hi, Ali. Good to see you." Ali, 2024. It's coming. Dr. Marcia, T moves through my transitions triumphantly. That's another wordsmith in our midst. You just never know. Talk about nuggets. You just never know what's going to fall out, but you always know it's going to be something powerful that she's going to share. T moves through my transitions triumphantly. Um, let's see. T, moving through my transitions triumphantly. Oliver, transform action if you prefer. Because transformation takes action. Transformation requires action. So Ali did the way only he can and pulled out the essence of that word. And he wrote transform action. Better to be bold than old. I'm going to keep that T, Ollie, and I'm going to remain bold. Age is a number. Age is wisdom. Age is so much more than what we often make it. So yes, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to keep that B in front of my old. All right, let's deal with this R and see what comes up for everybody. R is recognize your achievements and challenges. And we kind of dealt with that in the conversation Eric and I were just having. If you can write a book about the things that you don't like, you're living in that moment in your challenges. If you can recognize the things that you love about yourself, if you can see the path that you've taken from where you started to where you are, you can recognize those achievements. And in doing so, you start to sit a little taller. Your chest is poked out a little bit. You're walking in your strength. You are seeing the power that is within you, and you can recognize what you've accomplished to this day. It builds up your self esteem. It helps you to realize what you're capable of and gives you the courage and the fuel to keep moving forward despite externally what may be going on. It allows you to keep going. So fellas, what comes to mind when you see that R? Recognize your achievements and challenges. And Jay, I am believing 100% that God will weave in whatever scripture is rattling around in that head of yours, because I know it's there. And just because we have a new format, we always got room for Christ. So as that scripture makes sense and flows in wherever you want to share it, do your thing just like you always do. Okay.
Yeah, funny how you should say that.
Okay. I'm
because
ready.
because Ephesians, chapter 4 verse 20,
Mm-hmm.
you were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made
Mm,
new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness.
mm,
So, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 20 through 24, the verse is encouraging a transformation
mm-hmm.
in your life. It suggests putting aside previous sinful behaviors and adopting a new mindset aligned with God's righteousness and holiness. The concept is about personal growth,
Mm-hmm.
leaving behind old ways and embracing a renewed, godly way of living. And so, what if we're talking about the R and what that means? We're looking at what we achieved in 2023 and maybe looking at some of the challenges we may be facing in 2024, but maybe also capitalizing on all those achievements we just accomplished and bringing it forward into 2024 so that we can just grow like you were talking about earlier. And so that's what's coming to mind. And you know, if we're if we're true to scripture, specifically Ephesians, we're talking about shedding the old
Mm-hmm.
and embracing the new. And embracing the new that is positive, the new that is righteous, the new that is holy, the new that is going to be truly transformational, and not that, you know, gym membership for 12 months that you never touch.
Quit reading my bank statement, Jay. Quit reading my bank statement.
you know, and I read something recently about, gym memberships. There was, there was, if you look at some of the blueprints for these places, you know, the majority of equipment that is used was removed from a particular gym. And now it's just a few items that are not the popular ones that are never used. And it is deliberate. It's
Mm-hmm.
deliberate because the gyms know that if we remove all these popular pieces of equipment and all we have are all the ones that people don't normally take advantage of, guess what they're doing? They're capitalizing on the profits that they're making off of you for not really taking that step forward and
Wow.
recognizing those challenges and making that true transformation. So think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you put your money down on that whatever fitness place you're thinking of, they're doing it so that they can capitalize on the fact that they know you aren't going to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so let's not do that. Let's really think about it and let's really change that mindset and reflect on the achievements and build on it and understand that, yeah, there's going to be some challenges in the future, but I'm going to get on that Stairmaster. I'm going to get on that, elliptical machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it. So that's what's coming up.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. I remember at the gym, there was this time of year, the instructors would be laughing and telling the members that showed up regularly, consistently throughout the year, just hang on. It's going to get a little crowded for a few weeks. We got to wait for the new year, new me people to weed themselves out. But I mean, it's just common knowledge that this time of the year, people are thinking, okay, it's finally my time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But because the internal commitment, because the clarity of it all, because their real why hasn't been found, or because it's not even really what they want to do, it's what they feel like based on society or someone else's input. This is something I should do, but it's not something they're committed to. So it doesn't last. That's why having that clarity is so very important, because what you want to do needs to align with your goals. It needs to align with your values. It needs to make sense for you and be important enough for you that when it's cold outside, instead of saying I can't make it, you put on a jacket and quietly go outside so you don't wake up your family, but you're still showing up for your fam. That's commitment, right? It's cold outside. It's the holidays. People are sleeping in, but Eric and Brian and Jay are still here going, I've got your back, sister. I'm going to support you. We're going to show up for the audience. We're going to do what we need to do to keep this train moving forward. Despite what's going on externally, it's a decision. It's a choice. It's a choice. And we all have those choices that we get to make every single day. But when you're not aware, it's like the choices just make themselves. You're just on autopilot, just going through the motions, and you're not shaking things up. You're not doing something different so that you can have something different. So that's it. You have to do something different if you want something different. So let's take a look at more comments have come in. Let's see, what did Ollie say here? You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires to be made new in the attitude of your minds. There you go. And to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. There you go. Embracing my new holy Ollie. We love it. We love it. Conchita has joined us and she said, greetings to everyone. Right back to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Ollie also was responding, Jay, to the gym story. Oh, yes. Wow. Yes, they are clever. My mom said, bring it, Jay. Ollie said, like the worst enemy of Netflix are not TV or movie theaters, it's sleep and boredom. Right. Think about that. Make it viable at your most crossed path, and you will remember. I'm sorry, visible, not visible, you forget. And I used to really get on my husband about that because he would put all of um his vitamins and stuff right on top of the counter where I like a clean counter. So I would want to put them in the pantry. But his thing is, if it's not within sight, I'm going to get my day started. I'm going to forget to take them, and I'll be out the door and we'll have missed them for the day. And so I had to learn to compromise. I'm like, well, at least the bottles are cute and they're the same color as the decor in my kitchen. I had to give myself something to make it okay because it drove me crazy to have clutter on the counter. So he stacks them really nicely and kind of out of the way, but it's literally right in his path as he's heading out the kitchen and out the house so that he sees them and gets that quick memory. So yes, the things that are important to you, put them in your path, make them visible so that you're more likely to accomplish them. When we're busy going to the gym, we lay out our workout clothes the night before. They're right there on the ottoman ready for us when we wake up early in the morning. And so you just start to prepare your mind for the things that you're committed to in advance. I had to do that yesterday. Being on at 6 a.m. on Christmas morning after we had Christmas Eve and had a good time all the night before. And then my daughter, we thought she was in early labor. She's due February 1st, but we did so much on Christmas Eve that she started having contractions, and they were rolling in pretty consistently and so 2:30 in the morning, I'm off to the hospital with her, me and my husband. So that she was like, Mom, I don't think it's real, but because of the frequency, they're telling me I need to come in and let them check. So me and my husband crawl out of bed at 2:30 in the morning. We probably had only been asleep for a couple hours anyway, and we head to the hospital with her to go pick her up and go to the hospital. And we were there till like 7 something in the morning. So I did the live from the hospital room. She was being taken care of by the nurses. My husband was nodding off and on, and I logged in from the hospital room. When the doctor walked in, I just walked into the big bathroom that they have in the labor and delivery space, and I just kept going until it was done. And so we find a way. If she had really been in labor or if she had really been in distress, then I would have messaged Eric and let him know that I wouldn't have been able to make it. But because I could do both, I did. And it was a great show. And it felt good to be able to show up in both spaces and take care of both things that I was committed to. So when we are committed, we find a way. And Ollie said co-meet, MEET, meant with new self. In order to really commit, you need to meet you. You need to know who you are. You need to be clear about what it is that you want to accomplish. You have to be brutally honest with you. Look in the mirror, say, here I am. Here's my starting point, and I'm ready to move forward. And here's what I'm willing to do in order to do that. You only make that commitment with you. And then you find your accountability folks. You plug into that. We actually have while I was in India, it's just busy. There's a lot of walking. There's a lot of stuff happening all the time. And a group of us we started talking about some of the things we wanted to do physically in the new year. And they created a WhatsApp group for us, and everybody has already started to drop their commitments in there. And I just realized exactly what I wanted to do, so I'll drop mine into WhatsApp later today, something I want to accomplish between now and my birthday in April. And it came to me in my quiet time. It came to me as I was preparing this morning and getting ready to come out and get things set up. It was just me and a quiet house, and it just hit me. I was like, yes, that's it. And so, because I didn't want to make a commitment until I had the clarity as to what it was I really wanted to stick to. And it hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. And I was like, yes, that's it. I've got it. So meeting yourself, being self-aware, allowing yourself to just be, and allowing things to come to you is so powerful. Sometimes we overwork a thing. We try to just jam so much in, and move ourselves in a particular direction. But if we're not quiet and clear on a regular basis, then we miss what it is we really should be doing. And that's why sometimes these things don't stick as well. Let's see. Mom said, yes, the best team ever. You guys are the best. And Ali said, you are a fantastic team. And Conchita, Cassandra, that's called being a super mom. Man, I think being mom, or being dad, everybody should have that S on their chest, because it takes you places that you just never thought you would go. You get caught up in things that you never thought you would do. And I was telling my daughters, and I tell my friends all the time, when you invest in what your kids love and what they have going on, you would be amazed. My kids actually ended up being athletes, and we saw so much of the world and so many different things because of all their tournaments and all the things that we did, and it just became a part of our lives. So being a parent is super if you allow it to be. So mindset is everything. It can be overwhelming, and I don't have any time for myself, or it can be the chance of a lifetime to really get to know yourself at a different level. All right, so we're going to move to the A in transform, and it is acknowledge the lessons learned. Acknowledging the lessons learned, especially from those difficult situations, is such a powerful tool. It allows you to reframe. It reminds you that whatever it is you went through was for not, it wasn't for naught, that there was actually a purpose. There was a reason, that you got something out of even the most difficult time. We've been talking about, throughout these last couple of months, Eric, I really feel like, as bad as losing your best friend, as bad as and difficult as losing your grandmother has been, it's helped you find your voice. It's helped you gain some more clarity as to what it is that you want to do. Your writing is different. The types of things that you're producing is different. It's the same, but it's different. It's a different level. There's more heart into it. There's more you into it. And that's because you've allowed this process to unfold. You haven't engineered the process. You haven't tried to drive it in a certain direction. You've allowed it to be. You've acknowledged your feelings. You've acknowledged what you're learning from these situations, and you're implementing it into your life every single day. And you can put that on the list as one thing that I love about you, is watching that evolution unfold so organically instead of fighting with it. Sometimes we fight with this change, and we fight with the things that we don't understand or we don't like, and in doing that, so we prolong the lessons that it was meant to teach us. And I'm watching you in real time. Just pick this, like, oh, Granny dropped this nugget. All right, there's another one. And just pick them up and incorporate it into your daily life. And just the man in you is evolving every single day. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Put the spotlight on yourself. You acknowledge everybody else easily and readily. But take a look at Eric in January of 2023 versus Eric in December of 2023, and see the growth and acknowledge those lessons and keep incorporating them into your lives. And before you know it, that book is just going to be full. You're going to be walking around with two S's, one on your chest and one on your back. And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. So acknowledging the lessons, what comes up for you guys?
I think you gave a great example. and even in the production, now that I've taken the Granny Grounded with Granny newsletter and we're writing the book,
Mm-hmm.
and I emailed you yesterday and said I think I'm going to be done tonight. I stayed up and I didn't get done, and so we will postpone our meeting so that I can finish that today or as soon as I can, and then get to production. But
Okay.
yeah, just acknowledging the fact that there were lessons learned, taking the time to embrace that, incorporate that, so that um, you see differently, right? You're able to, like you said, take the compound interest of that knowledge and then apply that to your challenges, so that you're seeing your challenges as opportunities for growth, and that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is designed for you. And so these challenges are opportunities to grow. They're windows into your next chapter, your next steps. And so, um, like you said, working with that mindset coach has really helped steer and direct that energy so that you're not wasting it and you're using it to become your best you. And so that's what comes up with me. But acknowledge those lessons is so important. It's like how
Mm-hmm.
we keep them, how we preserve them, how we um, and carry them so that we can use them going forward. So um, yeah, it's a. I'm so happy that you brought that up, grounded with Granny. 'Cause that's a perfect example in my life of how acknowledging the lessons learned, even later in life, right? To
Mm-hmm.
be able to take something that I experienced as a child, but take the time to reflect and learn from it as an adult.
With you, there's a couple of messages that have come through for you. My mom said, Eric, you will develop strength through your loss. When I lost my mom, I felt like I literally became Superwoman. I can literally see change written all over your face. And Conchita says, I agree. The Grounding with Granny series was truly, it moved. These guys are writing this morning, was truly a masterpiece. Eric Clark, soul speaker extraordinaire. So there you go. And when you know what you're putting out there is resonating and it's not only helping you, but it's helping somebody else, that's just like exponential. That's compounding interest right there. I wanted to go back. I saw, so Dr. Marcia, when we were back on R, she wrote Resisting Negative Change. And then where we are now, resisting negative thoughts, interpretations. So she's still dropping, she's transform as we go. And I am loving every minute of it. Ali says, Eric to E-Rock. Evolve. We love evolution with we. So he spelled it EVOLWE. Evolve. Love evolution with we. So and evolution is not always a single thing. It's not always about you. There's a part of your community, there's a part of your support system. The evolution is happening not only within you, but if it can definitely transform those around you as well. um Ollie says, acknowledge. I never fail. I make my first attempts in learning. Love that. That's what failure is. It's just the first attempts in learning. And you keep learning with each try, and you interpret and integrate what you've learned from that into the next try, and you keep going until you reach the end result that you desire. So, excellent feedback always from the audience. Um let's see. Ollie said, even when we leave our vehicle body, we continue to evolve into other realms. My mom missed to me physically since nearly 35 years, yet she was always around me. And since 6+ years, I've got blessings to acknowledge her presence. Dr. Marcia says, I'm so loving this. And Ali says, the ripple effect. So they're getting it. They're getting you guys' feedback is just saying, yes, they are picking up what we're putting down. And that is a blessing in and of itself. And not only are you getting it and picking up what we're putting down, but you're enhancing it. You're enhancing it by your thoughtfulness and the things that you're sharing. You're enhancing it by your encouragement. And we are so grateful for each one of you. Let's see. Our next letter is in. Navigate towards your goals with newfound wisdom. And we literally just covered that, because what we're talking about, the newfound wisdom, is the learning from the quote unquote failures or the first attempts at learning, right? It's taking what you're learning every step of the way, making the necessary adjustments and integrating that into the next attempt so that you continue that evolution. Guys, you want to jump in, either one of you? All right, let's go to, oh, sorry, you were going to say something, Eric? Okay, so
I
let's
thought
go
Jay
to,
was going to say something, so I said, "Go ahead, Jay."
oh,
But
okay.
Well, I'm gonna wait for the next letter, and then I'm gonna jump in.
Okay. All right. So Conchita says this morning's discussion is just the fuel needed to to people us through the door for 2024. Thanks, Fam Five. Absolutely, absolutely. Ali said bon appetit. Are you eating it up, Ali? Dr. Marcia, advancing step by step. Ali says navigate. The most difficult is not the beginning or the end of the journey, but the middle. Keep faith even in storms and tornadoes. Absolutely. At the beginning, you're so excited, you're revved up, and you're ready to go. January, new year, new me. At the end, you're close to the finish line. You see it coming, and so you get that last burst of energy and you can push yourself through. Oh, but in the middle, you've moved so far away from the finish line, that the beginning, that you can't see how to get back, but you're not close enough to the end to be able to see yourself through. That's where the real work is. That's where you have to dig deep and find your commitment, find your why, continue to do the things step by step to keep moving forward. That middle is where so many of us lose it. We lose faith, we lose confidence, we lose direction, and we let our dreams go. We should be holding on so tight to our dreams that our nails are embedded in them, right? We're holding on. But as we get discouraged, as we have disappointments, as we start to lose, and those self-limiting beliefs come in, and that self-doubt shows up, if we're not using the skills that we've learned throughout the year and throughout our lives to keep moving us forward, look what happens to our hands. They're open and our dreams just fall right through. They fall right through. We have to hold on and be committed. Otherwise, we have to ask ourselves, is this really what I want to do? Is this really a dream of mine? Because maybe you're living somebody else's dream, or you're trying to. So you're always assessing, why does this thing keep slipping through my fingers? Is it new habits that I need to form? And is there some inner work that I need to do so that I get out of my way? Or is this really the thing that I should be going for? Ask yourself that on a regular basis. Assess where you're moving forward to so that you don't get there and be disappointed. If you're not really going for what it aligns with you and your values, when you achieve it, there's just disappointment on the end because you ended up somewhere where you didn't really want to be in the first place. That self-assessment is so important. And in doing that, along the way, you continue to navigate towards your goals, and you incorporate that newfound wisdom so that you can accelerate the process. You can keep moving forward. You don't get lost in that middle, in that wilderness time. You can see that light that continues to draw you towards the goals that are on the other end. Let's see. Oh, Conchita said, she meant to say propel us through the door. People work too. Yeah, I was making that work in my head just the way you wrote it, but yes, propel. Ali says the disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." So that was Matthew 4:35 through 41. Jesus calms the storm. And he will calm the physical as well as the mental and the emotional calm, the storms in our lives. We just have to be willing to plug in. And if we're like the disciples and we're afraid, cry out. He'll answer. Like, Lord, when my kids gonna learn? When are they gonna learn that I have them? They crying out. So let me wake up from my peaceful place and reassure them that everything's okay. But if you in the boat with him, don't worry about the storm. Understand who the captain is. The captain is equipped to move through any and every storm. And when you are blessed enough to be right next to the captain, you're in good hands. So he said, don't even worry about the storm. I got you. But when you do, and you cry out, because I know you're still human, you're still affected by all this external stuff that's going around, cry out. I'll wake up. I'll quiet the storm. I'll reassure you again. And and the cycle continues. But I love that passage. Yes, he will quiet every storm. All right, so let's see. Never miss your opportunity to grow. And those opportunities are abound. They're all around us. But we have to have the mindset. We have to look for those opportunities and not get stuck and bogged down by the situation. Are you looking for the solution, or are you being smothered by the situation? Two different mindsets. Conchita said, we need to become our own cheerleaders, knowing that if we believe, surely we can achieve. There you go, Eric. For where God guides, he always provides. Absolutely. You are where you are because, one, there's something for you to learn in this situation. And two, you navigating this situation is going to elevate you to the next. And those that are watching you are going to learn and grow and have the encouragement that they need to keep moving forward as well. Nothing is wasted. Never stand in your way. Never stand. Get out of your own way. Good morning, Michael. He said, happy Boxing Day, Fam 5. Dwayne, I don't know if I've seen you here before, Dwayne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. He's saying, yes, Ollie, keep faith even when waters are difficult, not only at the beginning and ending of the journey. Valleys are more precious than mountains. And in wisdom, there's wisdom. So he's back to that we, reminding us. And I think I don't know if Ollie I'm sure, because of all the scriptures that he's quoted, that he's aware that he's a vessel and that he's being used. And it is not by accident that he's harping on we today, because somebody needs to understand that even through this holiday season, even through whatever trial it is that you may be going through, you are not alone. You're not alone. There's a community that's here to support you, even if it has to be virtual. There's a God that's here to support you any and everywhere through any and everything. You are not alone. You are not alone. And Ollie, if nothing else, that's the message that has come through clearly from all of the sharing that you've done today. Beautiful, beautiful. There's my mom. Come on, daughter, speak, girl. And Conchita says, love that, Cassandra. Nothing is wasted. Ollie said, Joyce Meyer is inspiring me. Love it, love it, love it. And Dwayne said, I can testify to everything that you said. 132 job applications I applied for, and that storm is real, absolutely real. And in that storm, sometimes we talk about it as a storm, sometimes we talk about it as valley experiences. It just depends on, but when you're in that, look up and say, what am I to learn from this season? What is it that you are teaching me, so that as I come out and I start to make myself move towards that mountaintop experience, that next level that you have for me? What are the skills that I'm learning right now so that I can maintain the next level that you're opening up in me? None of it is wasted. Everything is for a reason. All right, guys, I've been going on. Is there anything y'all want to jump in? Me and the audience, we vibe in the day. They have a lot to share, and I'm loving every comment. But don't let me miss you guys. Anything you want to share before we move on?
Me and Jay had a Jackson 5 moment. I don't know if we were both inspired by Paulette at that time, but when you said you are not alone, Michael just popped in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm here with you.
There you go. See, Mom, you need to get up early, get yourself dressed, and be ready for me to call you on camera at any moment when these songs pop up. Because she know her child cannot sing, but my mama could blow that one away for us. And Michael says your questions are quite profound, Cassandra. And I think he was referring to a little bit earlier when we were talking about how to assess and the things to ask yourself to make sure you're still moving forward towards the goals that are really aligned with you. MJ, Mr. J. Let's see. Dwayne said, I got into NASA STEM program for 2024. That's amazing. Amazing. Love that. Oh, Ollie said, next time I'm glad to jump on StreamYard just to sing. All right, Ollie. You never know when we're gonna call you up. So you gotta be ready. When the coach calls you into the game, you gotta be ready to play. So yes, anybody with vocals, because we don't have them currently on the stage, but anybody with vocals, be ready. Raise your hand. Let's see. Dwayne said, God knows what's in store for us. Keep going. Exactly. He knows what's in store. He knows what's on the other side. When we can't see the light, he is the light, and we just have to keep moving forward. And as we're doing that, when we are walking through these difficulties, we're building muscles. I talk about it all the time. We are building up muscles that we didn't need before, that we didn't know how to use before. But for your next level, there's new there's new muscle, there are new skills, there are new techniques and things that you need, and you're in the perfect position to learn them right now so that you're ready for that level up. So the storms are hard, but they're hard for a reason. You don't gain new muscle by just looking at the weights. You don't gain new muscles by just lifting the weights that are already within your realm. You've got to dig deep and pick up something heavier than you've ever picked up before and do it repetitively to gain that new muscle. And then you're ready to elevate and go on to the next thing. So just keep moving forward. Let's see. My mom said, all right, I'll be ready from today forward. All right. All you gotta do is we'll welcome you at any point in time when you want to bless us with a song, especially during the holiday season. It's always great. But right now, yes, music, bring it. Conchita said, great energy today, loving this to start terrific Tuesday. And we love that you are here. Ali said, he is delight, and we are delighted of his presence. And my mom said, yes, Ali. All right, y'all, we going to church on this Transformation Tuesday, and I'm not mad about it. All right, so we're going to go to the S in transform, set intentions for the upcoming year. We've been talking about that a little bit. We talked about that on the beginning. You have to get clear. You have to get clear, and you have to commit to what it is you're going to do in this new year. Not the things that everybody's doing at the beginning of the year. New year, new me. We're not talking about that. That stuff doesn't stick. What is it that your soul is crying out for? What is the thing that you are designed to do? You can't get away from it. You don't want to do it, but it keeps showing up. People keep asking you for the same sorts of things. What do folks come to you for? What are you known for? Do you know what your gifting is? When you can move in your gifting, your life takes on a different meaning, a deeper purpose, and you start to get things done beyond what you thought you were capable of. So spend that quiet time. I'm going to help you. I've got a vision board event coming up January the 8th. It's going to be at 6 Central. And that's all about after we've gotten through all the holiday season, we've rang in the new year. Now it's still early in January, and we can have us a vision board party. And before we begin to party, we're going to have a workshop. The beginning of it is getting intentional, clearing the mind, and making sure you're present and you're ready for what's to come. And then we do a goal setting workshop so that we can walk through the goal setting process and you can get the clarity that you need. And then you move into the actual creating, the crafting of your boards, so that the things that you cut out, the pictures that you find, the things that you affix to your board are the things that are really important to you in 2023. My board is right there, and I'm amazed at how much of it has come true in 2023. And it's a reminder of the other things that I want so that I can continue to move forward. Having a board is amazing. I prefer physical, actually cutting and affixing the things to a board. And so I've got a list, a kind of your shopping list, the things you need to gather if you want to create a physical board. And I also have a link to a place where if you want to do it virtually, you can do that as well. So it's really up to the individual, but there's nothing like cutting, pasting, or fixing, reading, moving through the magazines and things, and actually seeing something that re- hits you. It resonates with your desires, and you go, yes, that's it. I found stay calm, stay connected, stay active. Those were three things I wanted to do in 2023. And I found that in a magazine. There's a picture of the water that we're getting ready to leave today and go back to Port Aransas, and there's a long deck, and I took a picture just as the sun was coming up looking at the deck. That reminds me to be calm. That reminds me to be grateful. That reminds me to stay in nature. And so I see that picture every morning, even when it's dark outside. I've got the sun shining right over my desk, and there's just so many things that are important to me. And the one that always blows my mind, there's a picture of me standing with a microphone. It was right after COVID, so I still had a mask on. I had gone to my husband and I, we were in Jamaica, and we had gone to a conference while we were there. And after it was over, they started talking about vision boards and things like that at during the Q&A session. And so it was a pretty small group, and so everybody got a chance to really speak their truth and talk and support each other. Perfect strangers, all on vacation, but we still found our way to each other. And after it was over, I asked the host if I could borrow his microphone, and I was like, one day I'm going to be standing in front of a crowd with a microphone doing things like this, and I want to capture this moment. And he was like, sure. So he took a couple of pictures with me, and I was like, you mind if I take one by myself? Because you're not in my vision, sir. So I took my picture and I printed it out a year or so ago and put it on my board. And I was at work one day, and one of the ladies who really supports what I do outside of IBM had um, booked me to do vision boards at different events at the company. And I was standing in front of the room. I had that microphone in my hand. I was kicking off the goal setting workshop, and I turned to show them my vision board as an example. And when I did, I realized that I was in basically the exact same position as I was in that picture. I was like, oh my God, my vision just came true in real life, guys. And y'all are all a part of it. So there's something about having it in front of you that helps you realize when it's happening, and it helps you to stay focused on it so you can move forward. So you guys go to my profile page. There's a button there that says go to my store. It's not a full store. There's nothing there but the link to register for the vision board party. And I hope y'all will join us in on January 8th of 2024 to help you early in the new year. Start thinking about it now. Start setting your intentions now. But we want to bring it all together and get that physical board created so that you have something beautiful that you can display wherever is comfortable for you, and you keep your dreams right in front of you. I even took a picture of mine, and it's a screensaver on my phone. So every time I get ready to unlock my phone, I see my vision board. So I'm serious about keeping it in front of me. All right. So set intentions for the upcoming year, guys. Anything y'all want to share?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the fact that when you're doing the board, you're setting those intentions, right? Um, it's kind of like what you were talking about with Tim and the vitamins
Mm-hmm.
is right there. You know, you don't like clutter that, but because it's there, he knows on his way out he's gonna go ahead and take them vitamins. Well, this is going to be your vitamins, the minerals, the thing that you're going to need to help keep you going
Get
is
that
that
nourishment,
vision,
them
that
supplements.
nourishment. Yep, the supplements, that vision board. So just thinking about that, I was like, okay, that's so cool. The other thing I was just thinking about the whole time we were talking, we're focused on the word transform and transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And you said evolution. I think what
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start doing is stop using the word evolution, because when you think about evolution, evolution is time, and over time things have changed, and so this is going to be the evolution, right?
All
But
right.
transformation is different. It's setting those intentions and actually acting on them and making it happen, not evolution. Evolution is time. Time. I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna happen. My abs are gonna get there over time.
Over time.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You got to set those intentions. You got to put that vision board up. You got to put it down in writing. You got to take those notes and make sure it sticks. And so that's
Mhm.
what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm going to stop using the word evolution in 2024, and I'm going to start talking about transformation,
Transformation.
because evolution is something outside of my control. It's time. Time is going to take it there. Now, transformation, I'm going to set those intentions and we're going to do something about it.
You better come on, Jay. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And we're
I got to
getting
run to fill my cup, but it was absolutely necessary for us to be together. It's been an incredible show. It's been getting better every week. And Cassandra, you are Oprah in our midst. You are filling those shoes, and so to not consider, to not be clear and brash about the fact that you are a shooting star, and we are so blessed and happy to be here with you and looking at this transformation over the last month. To be here, there's folks around the world that are plugged in right now
Mhm.
to the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. So I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I look forward to connecting with you later. You as well, Jay. And I'll see you guys later.
So
Thank
what
you.
you're getting ready to go to your room, right?
Yeah, fill your cup.
Tell everybody where what it is so we can join you when we wrap up here.
Oh yeah. So as we were talking about with grounding with Granny, that support is necessary going forward. And there are so many folks that around this time find themselves alone when everyone is celebrating being together. And so
Right.
just being the counselor, being the trauma informed care practitioner I am, this is what I've done for 15 years, and really feel comfortable doing it, is facilitating group. And so I developed a group called Fill Your Cup that meets Monday through Thursday, twice a day. If you're interested in joining, please
Oh,
DM
so
me.
this is a private support group?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yep,
that's amazing. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
understand. I thought you were going to another audio room. Amazing.
Oh no, 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 no.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
happy to
my
hear
group.
that,
Yeah,
Eric. And it's so needed
absolutely.
right now. And I'll have to fill
Hmm.
your cup is a part of what my daughter does. She's a physical therapist, but she's in
Hmm.
this space too. And
Hmm.
she has a thing for women who recently had babies and are struggling with
Hmm.
postpartum and that kind of thing. And fill your cup is a part of that. So there's another connection we'll have to talk about. So go and
Absolutely.
enjoy your group. And thank you so much. Would you please, 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 after you're done, put the details here? Because we have,
Absolutely.
like you said, so many people follow from all over the world, and somebody will probably need what you're doing, and we want to
Hmm.
give them the opportunity to join you.
Thank you.
All right. Merry Christmas. Talk to you
Merry
soon.
Christmas.
All righty. All right, Jay. And then there were two. And I said I was going to hurry because you're out there freezing. So let's look at the comments and then we'll wrap up transform. Let's see. Ali said set intentions, then you will be satisfied. Never bored to have a board. Wow, vision amazing. Also, the best time to make or update a vision board is now, today, not only on January 1st. That's right. January 1st is not the only time to do it. And Conchita said vision boards are a special part of our local community. The local library starts a list at the beginning of the year and provides you the magazines out of circulation in December. It's always an exciting opportunity for correction. So, Conchita, you should join us, and you're gonna have more magazines and possibilities than the rest of us. So, Ollie said, "Oh, I'll join in. I have a garage full, y'all. Everybody knows that I do these boards, so they collect their magazines, and sometimes I get to the office and there's a stack. Some of my coworkers' wives will collect them for me and send them by their husbands to work. So I'm getting and I got some subscriptions as well to keep them fresh. But yeah, I keep magazines all the time so that I've got lots of options for folks when I host the vision board parties. Ollie said, "We vision board." Dr. Marcia said, "Very much so. Vision boards are mind boosters. Absolutely. S, see the right seed. See the right seed and then sow that seed." Yes, I love that, Dr. Marcia. Ollie says, "Yes, remove friction. You are my Wiedemans." So he's talking about the vitamins. He's reworked that as well. And then yes, transformation is within. Transfer action. Oh, Dr. Marcia and I were on the same page. I just scrolled down and she said, "Sow the right seeds." I hadn't even read that when I said it. Jay, you are fantastic. My mom said, "Go, Jay." Conchita, amazing revelation, Jay. The difference between evolution and transformation is real. Thanks for bringing that to light. And she said, "Eric, that's well said." Yay, Eric, thanks. Um, Dr. Marcia, thanks for the awesome point, Jay. Great takeaway. Ollie Craft the link. Okay. And wow, Eric. Dr. New joined us also. She says, "Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Jay." Dwayne said, "Right now." Ollie, I love your vocab. Absolutely amazing. That's from my mom, Ollie. And Dwayne said, "Don't talk about it. Take action with mindset and continuous growth." Absolutely, Dwayne. And I'm so glad you're here. You have been adding value to this conversation the entire time. And we appreciate you and we hope to see you back more and more. And Ollie said, "Yay, Dr. New, love." All right, so we are ready to go to the F, and that is foster a mindset of continuous growth. How about that, Dwayne? That was literally his last comment. And it's so important and it's within our control, guys. We are not victims of our thoughts. We're not. We can arrest those negative thoughts. We can get control of them, but we have to decide that we're willing to do that inner work. First, we have to go within and we have to actually hear what are the things that I say about myself or to myself when things don't go well. How do I respond if I don't get the results that I expected? Do I beat myself up? Do I say, "Oh, I never get anything right"? Do I have that negative self talk? Because if I do, that's a place where I can do some work and reframe those thoughts. Because in order for me to have the continuous growth that I desire, I have to be willing to work on my mindset. I have to understand where I am in my own way and do the work to move from that place. That's the only way that you're going to have continuous positive growth because you don't want to grow in the other direction. Keep getting more and more frustrated, more and more self doubt. And that can happen if you don't decide that you're going to do the work. You can actually grow in the wrong direction. So that fostering a mindset for continuous positive growth is essential. But it's something that's so possible if we're willing to tap in. Jay, you want to share something there?
Yeah, I think, in order to understand how we can make transformation last, we got to have that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's essential. We can't just, again, I'm going back to, the gym membership, right? You know, our mindset is if it's just, okay, I'm going to, new year, new me, that whole thing again, getting in that same cycle and spending all that money for a whole year membership and still not going, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that's you have to have the mindset to be able to truly make that decision stick. And so that's what I'm thinking about.
Love it. Love it. Dr. New says if we're gonna have a word party, I'm gonna play to win. So she's jumped in as well and she said graffirmation, gratitude and affirmation. Love, love, love. Isn't it great to be around intelligent, thought-provoking folks? You just never know what they're gonna drop next. This is amazing. Ollie said foster, act, seed, and proceed. Dwayne said, "Yeah, worry and control what only you can control. That's freedom. That freedom, y'all, is peaceful." Yes, yes. And he says, love this session. Dr. Marcia added, feed your passion with purpose. And Ali said, love it. Lots of wordsmiths. Absolutely. Deep thinkers, deep feelers, showing up, sharing your heart, and really taking this session to the next level. You guys are so appreciated. All right. And then next up is the O. Open yourself to new possibilities. Open yourself to new possibilities. They are all around us, but do you see them? Do you see the problem? If all you're focused on is the problem, that is all you're going to see. Problem. But if you decide that you realize that there is an opportunity here, there's growth here, there's something new for me to learn here, there's a lesson that I need to gain from this situation. When you are operating from that mindset, you're open for whatever possibilities show themselves. And then you choose what aligns with your values and the goals that you have for yourself. But you'll find yourself with more than one. You'll find yourself with multiple opportunities when you're in such a mindset because you're open to possibilities. You're innovative, you're creative because you haven't allowed yourself to be bogged down by the emotions of whatever situation that you're in. You honor your emotions, you feel your emotions. They're real, they're valid, but they are not in control. They're not in control. You are if you decide to step into and take that control and master your thoughts and master your mindset. All right, Jay, I'm jumping back over to the comments. I see them rolling in. Let's see. Uh, Ollie said, ho, 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 openness. And if we are overwhelmed, have pause abilities. So I don't, was it Dr. Marcia or was it Dr. Janice? I think it was Dr. Janice, right? Dr. Marcia that wrote about the power of the pause. Ollie is saying have pause abilities when you're overwhelmed and you can't see the possibilities. Step back, slow down, tap into yourself, connect with your higher power, give yourself the opportunity in the pause to experience what's supposed to be next. So you take that next right step. You're not doing just for the sake of doing, you're not busy. But you're productive. We talked about the difference in those two, right? And we get busy because we do lots of stuff, but we're productive when we're doing the right things at the right time to create the results that we've laid out for ourselves in our goal setting. So you don't want to get stuck in busy. You want to stay productive. And sometimes that productivity requires a pause. Stop, take a breath, catch up with yourself, and just allow the piece to sit in and see what that lesson is, see where your journey is supposed to take you. So you take that next right step. I love that. Having pause abilities. We need to put together a wordsmith guide. This would be a really great ebook, don't you think, Jay? There's so much that we could share
Oh
from just
man,
these. Yeah,
and I I used to be in that same kind of mindset and mind frame before. Um, it's so easy when you when you're going from dad jokes into using words in such a way where it's thought provoking. Um, so yeah, I'm right there with Ollie. Sometimes it may seem kind of silly, but because it's so silly, it sticks. It's in your mind, like, oh yeah, absolutely. Possibilities, like, so we take a pause and drink our tea, and oh, now we can ruminate, right? That old
exactly.
word.
Exactly. I love it. Let's see what else we've had coming through. Dwayne said, don't be afraid to try new things. Get out of your own way and go for it. I'm preaching from my hardships. Dr. Marcia is saying yes. And I think that's in relation to me asking about Dr. Janice writing about the pause. That was a really powerful piece. Ali says, and there's affirmations and afformations. Affirmations plus questions. Noah St. John, based on Louis Hay affirmations. So affirmations to affirm, and I'm going to say afformations to integrate and see a change come about. But you can adjust my thinking there, Ali, if I didn't exactly capture what you meant. Dwayne said, my mentor said the same thing. You can't see the whole picture because you need to pause and step back. Yeah, sometimes we can be too close to a thing. We can be so in it that we can't. You've heard people say, I can't see the forest for the trees. You're looking at this big focus of brush that you can't even see the individual trees that are making it up. Can't see the forest for the trees. You're too close. Sometimes you just have to step back and allow yourself the space and give yourself the grace to really tap in and see what's next. Dr. News said you need to pause to be able to listen to voices within to take you higher. Absolutely. Conchita says the Fam Five wordsmith guide would be a bestseller. There you go, Jay. Oh, he's speaking in French, but it's going to be so bad if I say it. So I'm going to read the English. The energy force you use before jumping is part of the jump. Oh, that reminds me of when I went skydiving. That moment where I had to bend my knees and I had to come up and propel forward to step off that ledge and allow myself to float downward. That was a part of the jump. And if I wasn't willing to expel that energy, the jump would never have happened. My mom would have been happy, but the jump would never have happened. So that is absolutely part of the jump. The bamboo is invisible for years before getting out. Yeah, bamboo is one of those things that grows downward. It just grow. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, growing down underground, and then it seems like overnight it's 6 feet tall. So you never know what's going on beneath the surface, where the strength is being built, the foundation is getting stronger so that you're able to stand in that gifting and really elevate to the place that's next for you. Love that. Love that. Let's see. We also have our R. We're getting close. 2 letters left. R. Reshape your goals based on your evolving self. And based on what you just said, Jay, we're going to fix this. Reshape your goals based on your transforming self. You want to jump in on that one?
Oh yeah. I mean, that right there kind of shows exactly. We're going to transform, and because we have the mindset, because we're now more focused on that transformation, this right here is also going to change. And you're going to find that your actions, your words, the things that you're going to be doing, because you have the mindset, because you set this intention,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're going to be making those transformations all across the board in various areas, to include the words that we use, the words that we use for ourselves, what we say about each other, what we say about ourselves, you know. And so I think it's important that, yeah, we understand that we can reshape our goals. And it doesn't mean we can it's just going to reshape our goals for the new year. What about reshaping your goals as you are moving
As you're
through
moving.
that transformation?
Exactly.
Don't just sit in it. I want to go back to that bamboo thing for a minute.
Okay.
Um, I come from a tropical island, and we know all about bamboo. Um, Man, we bamboo grows to this thick around where I come from. And but it can stay in the ground. A bamboo shoot can stay in the ground for 3 years or more before it pushes through. But what it's doing is it's gaining that momentum to do that breakthrough, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
There you go.
breakthrough through that hard surface so that it can come out. And when it comes out, though, bamboo can shoot, and I think it's on average, it can shoot 4 inches, I think, every 2 hours. 4 inches every 2 hours. So imagine this, in a span of a day, a 24-hour period, how high that bamboo could grow,
Right.
right? So this is me thinking about setting intentions for ourselves and setting that goal to transform, having the mindset to transform. understanding what transformation is, setting that intention to break through, to have the breakthrough of our mindset, and then growing and growing exponentially as
Mhm.
we break through, right? That's the power of setting that intention. That's the power of those vision boards
Yes.
that that she was talking about, that Cassandra was talking about earlier, having it there to see in front of you. This is going to be your breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how it can stick in 2024 as we round the
Absolutely.
corner.
Absolutely. And just imagine, guys, everybody that's listening, and I wanted to welcome, there's a few people watching on Instagram as well. Wino Texan, Felicia Lee, the great Eric F. King, and Ellie212. Welcome to you guys as well. But just imagine if the way that you are thinking about your troubles, the way that you're thinking about your obstacles, the difficulties in your life, if you're thinking of that as all the stuff is going on the surface, the energy is being created, the strength is being created, I'm being given what I need to break through to the surface. Just like that bamboo example, all this stuff is happening. It's dark under there. It's wet under there. If it was us, it'd be quite uncomfortable. It's not what we're accustomed to. That's what our struggles are like. But what's really happening, if we choose to see it, is that the energy is being formed, the strength is being gained so that you can break through to the surface and finally see that light that you've been looking for. So you get clarity as to where it is you're going next. What's your destination? What is it you're supposed to be doing? It's amazing. And it's just a mindset shift. We're there anyway. The stuff is happening anyway. But how are you choosing to experience it? What are you choosing to take from it? Those are the types of questions you have to ask yourself. Man, it's hard. It's cold. It's dark. I'm frustrated. I'm not getting where I thought I would at this point in life. Step back, pause, ask yourself, how am I seeing this? Am I looking for the gift? Am I looking for the learning? Am I allowing myself to generate that energy, to experience that energy that's being generated on my behalf so that the breakthrough can actually come to fruition? You don't want to be the one that sits the rock on top of. Don't set a stone on top of the bamboo shoot. And that's what we mean when we say get out of your own way. Sometimes the way we experience things, the way we focus, we drop the very rock and smother the bloom that was coming to be our blessing. You don't want to be that rock. You want to stay out of the way, out of your own way. Understand that something's happening not to you, but for you and through you, and with patience and the right mindset, it's going to come to full fruition and you'll be grateful for the whole ride. You'll be grateful for the entire experience, not just the bloom, because it's everything that happened before the bloom that provided you the skills you needed to nurture the bloom so that the bloom continues to be. So just remember that even in especially in those difficult seasons, it's how you choose to look at things. Dwayne said, love that bamboo example. Ollie said, SOS, stand back, observe, and steer. Love it. Conchita said, that's what I love about this audio room. It covers a gamut of topics: motivation, philosophy, sociology, history, and today's science. Love the sharing of such basic knowledge. You are very welcome. And Paulette joined us from Cali and Vegas. She says, God is good. Amen. And I don't know if Dr. Marcia said, oh, overcome every challenge, and T, reward yourself for small accomplishments. The reward is so important because that goes back to recognizing the fact that the accomplishments have happened in the first place, and that recognition and reward feeds your self confidence and it gives you more energy and strength to keep moving forward. So, absolutely, I agree with that as well. Ollie says, our boat is fantastic. It's called Friendship. We on that boat. I love the friendship boat. Let's keep cruising into 2024, Ollie, and keep motivating and inspiring and getting things done. He said recognition, the ignition. Yes, the power that we are giving each other through our shares to get out of our own way and to keep moving forward. And when you recognize that within yourself, you ignite more energy, and your self awareness and your self confidence, your self esteem continues to grow. And you recognize that you're able to do hard things, you're able to keep moving forward. So, yes, recognition. All right, I think we are down to our last letter in transform is the M. Make room for positive change. If you're holding on so tight to the past, if you're holding on so tight to every hurt, to every upset, all the things that didn't happen the way you intended, you're holding on so tight to those things that there's no room for the transformation. There's no room for the positive change. Even as it's happening, you can miss it because your focus is elsewhere. Your focus is not on what can be. It's because you're stuck on what was. So you have to make room for positive change. You have to clear out. That's one of the things I do like about the new year. My grandmother, I'll never forget it. We used to I used to hear them say all the time, start the year how you want it to go. So the last few, that last week of the year was decluttering and cleaning and organizing and all that stuff. So you started the year fresh and ready to go. I still do that. I love that because I'm clearing out the old to make room for the new. We do it for the holidays before when the kids were little, before a bunch of new toys and stuff came in, we were donating some of the stuff that they already had. You have to make space. Otherwise, all you have is a mess. You have a pile of stuff, you have gunk, you have clutter. And in that clutter is all these valuable things that are not being used because they're smothered by other things. So you have to go through your clutter, your mental clutter, your emotional clutter, your physical clutter. You have to choose to declutter throughout the year, not just at the end of the year, but throughout the year. As that stuff starts to pile up, start cleaning up, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't serve you so that you can make room for that positive change and the things that will get you where it is that you want to go. All right, over to you, Jay. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think making room for positive change. I think there's. I want to go back to what Dwayne was talking about earlier. He put out 100 and I think he said 132 applications.
139, something like
Oh
that. Yeah.
yeah, and so it was a lot of applications, but he stuck to it. And he was making the room for that positive change because he kept going. He
Mm-hmm.
was making that room because he didn't stop. He was making the room. For me, it was the fact that he was constantly moving forward. And it goes back to that book that Brian was talking about, 3 feet from gold.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can just see it in your mind, somebody with a pickaxe in a, underground trying to get at gold,
Hacking.
and and just stop. If you just stopped at 3 feet, you there it is. But you don't know it. You don't know it. You're not making room for that piece of gold. You're not making room for that blessing to come to you. You know, I remember Steve Harvey. He made a comment a while back about wanting to get a new car,
Mm-hmm.
but his mom had looked at him and said, "You can't get a new car. You can't even get rid of that car that's sitting on blocks
I
out in
remember
the
that.
out in the driveway."
Yep.
And so to be able to get that new car, he thought in his mind, "I got to get rid of this old car.
Got to make room for it.
I got to make room for it."
Yep.
So you can't do that without getting rid of the old stuff. And when you said what you said, I remembered my mom constantly. Like I knew, like after Christmas, not only did we have to take care of the boxes and stuff that, that we had for Christmas, we had to take care of all the other stuff that accumulated from the past year. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I,
Deep
I
cleaning
almost,
time.
man, I dreaded it. It was like, oh, I knew it as soon as the Pine Sol and bleach came out. I was like, oh no,
Time to roll up the sleeves.
it's a new year. It's a new year. And then, but it made so much sense. At the time, it didn't obviously. I was a kid, but
Right.
to be able to start off the new year with getting rid of all the old stuff. But it's not just the physical things,
Right.
the clutter, the assets, the stuff that you accumulated, but the clutter in your mind, the clutter in your mind. If you can't get rid of that, ooh, you're gonna have a hard time
Right.
making room for all the good stuff. So
I
I
love
just
it.
thought
I love
thought
it. Let's see. Of course, we've got an active audience. Dwayne said, man, testify. This is my worst, best year. And Ollie said, M, for making room, we got to declutter and empty what is past and not useful anymore for the new and for the future. Make room and bloom. Avoid doom. Slothering. 3 feet from goal. Love this book. One of the lessons is seek experts. It's important. It's important. We only know what we know, and our perspective is our perspective. And sometimes somebody will come in and you've been looking at something and you've turned it every which way that you know how, and you just can't figure it out. And somebody will look over your shoulder and go, oh, did you think about this? And there it is, just a new perspective, a new brain to join your brain and your thinking sometimes is really what you need for that decluttering, for that to help you get to that clarity. Sometimes you just need somebody to shake you loose from the what's the word I'm looking for? The routine of life. Sometimes we get stuck in routine, and routine does not always serve us because as we're transforming, our routine has to transform as well to keep up with those changes. Let's see. Ali says, throw it away. Throw it away. Love your life. Give your love each and every day. Keep your eyes wide open. Let the sun shine through because you cannot lose a thing if it belongs to you. Love it. Love it. And then he also recommended The Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. I don't know if anybody's been keeping time, but we are over an hour and 42 minutes in. So you can tell your girl didn't have to be at work today. She was just nice and laid in. But really, it was you guys just pouring so much into the conversation. Wonderful shares, and we appreciate each and every one of you so very much. So we have talked about transformation from many, many points of view, and your point of view enhanced everything that we shared. And um, Ollie said, I can stay with you for hours. Same here, Ollie, but we're going to let
yeah,
Jay get in out the cold. If he has the sniffles later, it's going to be my fault.
it
Tell
was worth
Renee
it.
sorry to make you some warm tea.
It was well worth it.
It has been a great time, almost 2 hours with you guys, and we appreciate you so much. I want to remind you of the upcoming vision board party. It is January the 8th at 6. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, there's a button there that says visit my store. It'll take you straight to the registration. If you can't find that or you're not on LinkedIn, just DM me from whatever social media that you're watching, and I'll send you the link. Dwayne said, stay blessed, you all. Same to you, Dwayne. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, 7:15 Central. Probably won't be as long. Today just happened to be special, and we let the Spirit take us where it took us. But tomorrow is Wednesday. So tomorrow, Wake Up Wednesday, we talk about being intentional the power of intentionality as a tool to achieve the things that you would like to out of life. So join us back here tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Central. Plan to be with us on the 8th for the Vision Board Party. I will be looking for your registration. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait for us to get together again. Conchita says, this fellowship has been a great day. Offer Christmas present. Oh, great day after Christmas present. Best day ever to everyone. Same to you, sweetheart. We appreciate you so much and your continued support and always providing your motivation and inspiration to us all. So that's it for today. We will see you guys back here tomorrow. Thank you so much for another edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. See you tomorrow for Wake Up Wednesday. Thanks, Jay. Give my love to the family.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. We hope that you join us tomorrow for another episode. For advertising or sponsorship questions, reach out to Cassandra or any one of the Fam 5 on their LinkedIn profiles. Have a great day, everyone.